All right, so now we're going to get into pyramids and something called frustums of pyramids. So, first of all, let's talk about pyramids. Okay, so a pyramid is nothing more than a solid object that has one base and three or more lateral faces. So, what we have in front of us is called a square pyramid because you can see, okay, the base down here. All right. This is sitting on a square. Well, okay. And there are two different types of heights in a pyramid. There is the slant height, which is the height of the slanted face of the pyramid. And then there is the altitude height, which is the height from the very tip top of the pyramid all the way down to the base. And we use these two different heights in different ways. So, for pyramids, to find our lateral surface area, okay, remember that surface area is exactly what it says, the surf or the area of the surface. Well, each one of these surfaces are triangles. In this case, we have four triangles. Okay. And let's say that we have um, our base here is say 2.5 um, inches. Okay, and we're going to say that the altitude is going to be 6 inches, and our slant height is going to be 6.13 inches. Okay, so those are our measurements. Well, in the text, it tells us that to find the lateral surface area, we can use the formula 1 half PS, where P is going to be perimeter, okay, and S is slant height. Okay, so we can use this, or and again, this is one of those things. If you remember the formula, great. If not, okay, the area of each one of these triangles is going to be 1 half times the base, which is 2.5, times the height of the triangle that is on the face, which is the slant height. And there are four of those. Okay. And when we do all of that, all right, we get that the lateral surface area is going to be around 30.7 square inches. Okay. Now, if we want to get total surface area, all right, we're going to take our lateral surface area plus the area of the base. Well, since the base is a square with sides of 2.5, okay, um, then this just becomes the 30.7 inches squared plus 2.5 inches squared. Okay. And then when we put that into our calculator, we get 36.95 inches square. Now for volume. Okay. This is where you are going to have to kind of remember a new formula. But the volume of a pyramid, because think about this. How many sides does a triangle have? Well, if you said that a triangle has 3, you're correct. So in order to account for the tapering, okay, in a pyramid, 1/3, because each of those faces, those lateral faces are triangles. So 1/3 area of the base times the height. And this is the altitude height. Okay. So this ends up being 1/3 times 6.25 times 6, which means that our volume is 12.5 cubic inches. And that's all there is to finding the lateral surface area, total surface area, and volume of a pyramid. So next I would like to talk about something called a frustum of a pyramid. And a frustum is just kind of like the if we cut the pyramid and take off the top, it's that piece that's left. Okay. So here we have an upper base, a lower base. We still have our altitude. We still have our slant height. Okay. And this is where you will have some new formulas. Okay. So let's make a note of that. We have new formulas. And this is specifically for frustums. Okay. So in order to find the lateral surface area for a frustum, okay, you are going to do 1/2 times P1 plus P2 times slant height, where P1 is the perimeter of the upper base and P2 is the perimeter of the lower base. Okay. Volume for a frustum is 1/3 times the height times the area of the upper base plus the area of the lower base plus the square root of the area of the upper times the area of the lower. Now that's a lot. Okay. So let's give some numbers. All right. And let's kind of look at this. What if we said here that the height for this is 4 inches? We're going to let our slant height be 5 inches. We're going to let this upper be 8 inches and this lower be 14. And we're going to say that the upper and the lower are both squares. Okay. All right. So let's get into it. Now we looked at lateral surface area, but remember, to find total surface area, we're just going to add the area of the upper base and the area of the lower base. Okay. So we're going to have 1/2. Well, the perimeter of the upper base is going to be 4 times 8. The perimeter of the lower base, 4 times 14. And the slant height is 5. So that's lateral surface area. Plus 8 squared plus 14 squared. Because remember, to find the area of a square is just side times side. Okay? So you end up with, when we put this in our calculator, okay, you are going to end up with your total surface area is going to be your lateral surface area of 220 square inches plus 64 square inches plus 196 square inches, which gives you a total surface area of 480 square inches. Now, in order to find the volume, okay, 1/3 times the height, which is 4, times the area of the upper base plus the area of the lower base plus the square root of these two 64 times 196. Okay. So that gives you 1/3 times 4 times 64 and 196 are 260 plus the square root. Let's see here. 64 times 196. The square root of 12,544, which is equal to maybe I should clear my calculator out to begin with. And that gives us, if we round it off, it should give us approximately 496 cubic inches. So again, I hope that this video is helpful. Please reach out with any questions. We are here to help you in any way we can.